Few minutes, a few seconds, few moments. All right, Officer Karafia from the I.S.U.P.K, Officer 5000 from the I.S.U.P.K in the UK. And again, our job, we have classes every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Make sure you log on to all them classes, man. You know, my classes also in America every day, midnight till 2. Got the girl from Commanding General YAHANNA, but that's what 2 a.m. till 4. So make sure you stay awake to that. If you can't, watch it the next day, man. Blogtalk.radio. You know what I mean? Type in the I.S.U.P.K or Commanding General YAHANNA. Or also subscribe to Commanding General YAHANNA's YouTube. I think it's Commanding General YAHANNA. Subscribe to that. You can watch it the next day. Also, have classes in the UK 7 till 9 every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday being the history class, in which I do myself. Wednesday is the law class, done by Officer Dongobar. And Thursday, scripture breakdown class. You know what I mean? So today's a scripture breakdown class. Any scripture that people don't understand, you know what I mean? Anything. Obviously, if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, then you don't understand the Bible, point blank. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. You won't understand the Bible. That's what the scripture breakdown class is for. A lot of people think this and they think that. They think that, you know, God loves everybody. God don't love everybody. You know what I mean? Just 1 second. They think God loves everybody. God don't love everybody. They think the Bible condones that. They think the Bible says you can do what you want. They think the Bible says the law's done away with. All these things are not in the Bible. And that's why we have the scripture breakdown class. Because people swear blind that it is. Like the class today is about having a wedding ceremony. You know what I mean? That's not marriage, man. That's not marriage according to the Bible. And that's why we have these classes, because a lot of people think it is. A lot of people's like, nah, man, it is. You know what I mean? A wedding ceremony, the rice, the gifts and so forth. That's when a man becomes married to a woman. No, it's not, man. According to the Bible, we're gonna find out what marriage is, man. According to the Bible, marriage is sex, man. I know a lot of people thinking, huh? Sex, that's it. That is marriage according to the Bible. When a man lies down with a woman, them two are married, man. That's the only way two flesh can become one. You know what I mean? The wedding ceremony, fair enough, you can have that, man. It ain't nothing but a party. It's nothing but a party, celebration, but the marriage is a sex, man. Like back in the world, if you're born December the 12th, your birthday is December the 12th, regardless of the cake, regardless of the celebration, regardless of the party hats, which is against the law anyway. But if you are in the world, and you know people in the world celebrate their birthday, it's what they do. It's your birthday regardless of the cake, man. It's your birthday regardless of the party poppers, regardless of the candles and you know the surprise and all that stuff there, man. And just like with a wedding, you're married when you have sex, man. If you was to the sex part, the wedding part is only just a celebration. It's only the feast and the festive part, but it's your birthday. It's your marriage nonetheless, man. I'm gonna get that. You know what I mean? Anyone in the I.S.U.P.K, if you're true to the I.S.U.P.K, get yourself a Zondervan Bible Dictionary, man. Sit right here. Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Now, this one's falling apart, man. It's been in many wars. It's been around a long time, man. But go get yourself a Zondervan Bible Dictionary and get yourself a paperback one. This is hardback. That's why it's falling apart. You know what I mean? The paperback one, it's more flexible so it won't fall apart, man. And look at the word marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And this is what it reads. It reads marriage, an intimate union, so an intimate personal union. And that's what sex is. Sex is something intimate, man. That's where you get the word intimacy from. Something intimate is something that you don't share with the world, man. Something personal. In which a man and woman consent, and that's marriage right there, man. An intimate union in which a man and woman consent. This is the definition right here of marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, man. It's a union. Union is where you get the word unity from. Union is when people come together, man. And in this case, a man and woman coming together. That's how you get marriage, man. Not man on man, not woman on woman, not man on boy, not boy and grown woman. It's when a man and a woman, man, come together in unity, consummated and continually nourished by sexual intercourse, and that's marriage right there, man. Sexual intercourse. When a man and woman comes together, man, and have sex, that is marriage, man. Not two men, not two women, not the LGBT. According to the Bible, a man and a man and a man can't even get married, man. A woman and a woman can't even get married, man. Transsexual can't even get married, man. Marriage is when a man and woman have sexual intercourse, man. That is marriage. If you're a man out there and you got yourself what the world calls a girlfriend, that is your wife, man. If you're a man out there having sex with a woman, you got no ring on your finger, you got no certificate, you got no papers, you are married, man. Regardless of what anyone says, don't let no one look down on you, man. People like to look down on you and say, yo, when you gonna get married, man? You both have been shacking up for years, man. Look, go get married, man. Listen, that don't mean nothing, man. The paperwork don't mean nothing. The ring on the finger don't mean nothing. The certificate don't mean nothing, man. If you're a man, yourself a woman, and you're having sex, that is your wife, regardless of what anyone says, man. That is your woman, man. Don't let society fool you like, yeah, well, you're not really official because some white men ain't made it official yet, man. Because the government of England haven't made it official yet, man. You're, in the eyes of God, you are official, man. You got yourself a woman, she ain't no hoe. She ain't sleeping around with 10 different men. She wants to be with you and you only. And you ain't looking to dash her away. That's your woman. Then both of you are married, man. According to God. According to God, man. You ain't got to spend no big money on no wedding. Just so family members that you don't even like can come and fill their belly, man. Come fill their belly and wear their nice suit and take pictures on your expense. And then after all of that now, yeah, after all that money that you spent, you got to go home with that same woman who you've been with for 10 years, man. But the only difference is now you got a hole in your pocket, man. Now you got no money left in your pockets. You spend 20 grand on a wedding with some woman that you've been with for 10 years, man. What's the point in that, man? You're gonna spend 10 grand. So you're gonna spend 10 grand on a woman that you've been sleeping with for all these years, a woman that lives under your roof all these years. What difference does it make, man? So after you spend all this money on food and catering and a suit, you go back to the same woman that you've been living with for 10 years. But now life's supposed to be different because you got a certificate. Because now it's the same woman you've been with for all these years, the same woman you live with her every day. She gets on your nails, but now she got a sparkling ring on her finger. Now you got, a certificate. What difference does it make, man? People will say, you know what? We've been together for years. I think it's time we tie the knot. For what? So I must spend money so family members that I don't like can come to my wedding, fill their belly, play music all day. They enjoy themselves. And I go back to the same woman I've been with for 10 years, man. The only difference is I'm broke now. The only difference is she got a ring on her finger. She's happy. She got a ring on her finger. She got nice pictures, She got to wear a nice dress and roll around, and I'm broke now, man. But now, because the white man says, yo, it's official, it means something. Listen, black man, God said it's official, man. You ain't got to you don't have to spend no money on no big wedding, man. When you lie down with a woman, that is your woman. And if you want to have a wedding, if you want to have a wedding ceremony, it's not unlawful, man. It's not unlawful. You can do that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But just know that the real marriage is the sex, man. That's the real marriage. Just know that, black man, before you lie down with a woman, say, listen, think to yourself and say, listen, this is the woman that I want to be with for the rest of my life. That's what you need to think about. The Christian church going around marrying people. And guess what? Them same people that get married in the big church, in the steeple and the rice and the cake, they get divorced next year, man. There's women out there that have got 10, 11, 12 marriages, man. Been divorced a couple times and been remarried a couple times, man. That, you know why? Because she thinks that real marriage is the ceremony. It's not, man. Real marriage is when you spread your legs, man. And because our people don't know this, that's why our women are running around having sex with everybody, man. Cardi B herself said that she sleeps around, but she don't sleep with married men because that's a sin. I sleep around with men that ain't married because they ain't tied down to nobody. Little does she know that she's a whore, man. But thanks to the Christian church make you think that you're not a whore. You're only a whore when you're cheating on your man if you're married. But if you're not married, you can whore around, man, because you're not married anyway. You ain't sinning in the eyes of God, and you are, man. Any man you sleep with, that's your husband. And if you sleep with anyone outside of him, you are a whore, man. You are a whore. But thanks to the Christian church, Cardi B thinks she's not. She's married now, but this interview was before she was married, man. And she says she sleeps around just not with married men because she ain't sinning that way when she is, man. And the Christian church tells our people, the Christian church don't even tell our people what it means to be a whore, man. A woman thinks that she can sleep around with different men as long as she breaks up with this one before she has sex with that one, that she ain't a whore, man. That's what she thinks. She thinks, I ain't a whore. I wasn't sleeping with two men at the same time. I broke up with so-and-so when I had sex with so-and-so. Or this one, this new one, it's not even new. This famous one that everyone says, we was on a break. At the time, we was on a break. I never understood that, man. Any girl tell me I had sex, but I was on a break, she needs to go, man. So you mean to tell me, because we're on a break, that means you can have sex with whoever you want to? And now we're back together now. All that don't matter now. I was a whore sleeping around. I had sex with so much different men, but hey, we're cool now. So I must forget about that. You need to go be a whore out there, man. Don't bring that around here, man. You need to continue being a whore, man. We need to continue being on the break, man. And all these things you can thank the oppressor for, man. You can thank the Christian church for, man. Our people are running around being whores, thinking that they're not even whores, man. You got brothers having sex with women and dash them away and saying, well, listen, I did nothing wrong. I ain't divorced her. We ain't married. When you are married, man, you're sinning when you do these things, man. Now, I'm gonna get it in the Bible. I know a lot of people thinking, well, that's the dictionary, man. I only follow the Bible, but guess what? The Bible backs up the dictionary, man. The Bible's gonna say the same thing the dictionary said. It's gonna say the exact same thing, that when you have sex with a woman, you are married, man. She is your wife, man. This is Exodus 22 and 16. Any questions? Just type them in, or just type them in actually. Slack, yeah. Exodus 22 and 5. 16, Salakia. And it reads, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed. So a maid is an old English word for just a young woman. You know, when the Bible says if a man entice a maid, and that's what you see today, man. You see a girl in the club, or you see a girl, on the bus every day, and you like her, you entice her, man. You go over there, speak to her, let her, tell her what she wants to hear, tell her how good looking she is, how pretty she is. That's how you entice a maid. The Bible says if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, meaning she don't have a man, she ain't seen nobody, she ain't engaged nobody to anyone. If you see a woman that you slavery in the club, the bus stop, whatever it may be, man, you like her, she ain't got a man, that's fine, that's lawful, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You go over there, you speak to her, man. Tell her how nice she is, how you look after her, whatever people say to their woman, man. Make her feel good, make her laugh, make her blush. If a man does that and lie with her, so that if a man sees a woman he likes, convinces her that she's to be his woman, that she's pretty and whatnot, makes her feel good, and then has sex with her, he lies down with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. And that the Bible said right there, if a man sees a woman that he likes, entices her and lies down with her, man, doesn't force her, don't rape her, they have consensual sex, that woman is his wife. That woman is his woman. The Bible saying the same thing that the Zondervan Bible Dictionary saying. When a man lies down with a woman, that woman is his wife, man. In the Hebrew, the word wife just means woman. Because the Bible is a black man's book, man. That's how black people talk. When the white man come up with English, he started making things complex and complicated. But if you were to read this in Hebrew, all it will say is if a man lies down with a woman, that woman shall be his woman. I mean, that woman belongs to him. She's not no one else's woman. She can't have sex with nobody else. She don't serve nobody else. You know what I mean? She's his woman. I mean, she goes to him. She goes to his house at nighttime, man. She cooks for him. She makes sure he's okay. She belongs to no one else. Genesis 24 and 67. It's like, yeah, Genesis 24 and 67. Sorry, 66. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. So I'm gonna give a little background. You know what I mean? Isaac was the son of Abraham. At this point, Abraham died, man, and Sarah, his mom, died also, and his servant went to another country to go find him a woman, man. And this woman was a relative of his, and the servant found him his woman because his father said, "Listen, don't marry no one that ain't of your family, man. Don't marry no one who ain't of your own nation. Just like today, black man, you can't marry someone who ain't of your family, man. If that person ain't black or Hispanic or Native Indian, you can't marry them." And Abraham told his son, "Listen, I don't want you marrying no one who ain't of this family, man." So when Abraham died, like a good son, Isaac listened to his father, man. Right about now, his father's dead. He don't have to listen to his father, man. But like a good son, he did. That's what makes a good son, man. And guess what, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are the sons of God, man. And you got to listen to your father also. And who's your father? Your father's the Most High, man. And your father said you can't eat pork, you can't eat crab, you can't be no homosexual, man. And what makes you a good son if you follow them rules, man? And Isaac followed them rules. And Isaac sent his servant to go get his wife, man, to go get his relative, man. And the servant did it and brought him right back to Isaac, man. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent. So Isaac got Rebecca, his wife called Rebecca or Rabakwa in the Hebrew, man. And he took this woman into his mother's tent, man. Now, what happens when you go into a tent, man? I know what happens when a man and woman goes into a tent. If a girl comes in my tent, I know exactly what's gonna happen, man. When a girl goes to a man's hotel room or a man's apartment, what happens, man? They have sex, man. And Isaac took Rebecca into his mother's tent, man. At this time, his mother was dead, and he took this woman, Rebecca, this woman who was promised to him, into his mother's tent, and she became his wife. And there, when they went in the tent, man, right there in the tent, that's when she became his wife. She didn't become his wife when they went to the justice of the peace. She didn't become his wife when they went to the registry office. She didn't become his wife when they had a cake and a wedding and a white dress. She became his wife right there, man, when they went into a tent, man. And right when they went in the tent, what happened? They had sex. And when they had sex, that's when she became his woman. From this point forth, she can't have sex with nobody else, man. She can't be no next man's woman, man. And if she does, she's a whore, man. And any woman doing that, any woman having sex with another man, you are a whore, man. Any woman talking about, I got a side nigga, man. This is my side piece and my this or that. You are a whore, man. And that's in the Bible. God said you are a whore. A woman can't have no next man. But you can, but you'll be a whore, man. And in 2019, we got many whores running around thinking that they're good women, man. Thinking that I'm a good woman. Listen, I only had sex with him on but back then we was on a break. Yeah, I'm a good woman, but I got me a side nigga, man. The Bible says you are a whore, man. That's in the Bible. Any woman do that's a whore. You have a woman can have one man only, man. That means you better choose carefully. You can't be sexing around everywhere, man. Running around, throwing it to everybody, man. You got the nerve to talk about your good woman. Behave, man. Many whores out there. Let me get that for you anyway. So, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebecca, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So there you go. The Bible said, man. That's how a man and woman becomes married, man. You know what I mean? 1 second. Just 1 sec. This is Matthew 22:1. And Yahweh answered and spake unto them again by parables. So again, Christ gave parables to his disciples, man. You know what I mean? A parable's like an illustrated story, a story that has a meaning behind it, a story with a moral. It's saying one thing, but it means something else. Like growing up, everybody heard about the story of the rabbit and the what's it called? The tortoise and the rabbit. You know what I mean? The story is about a tortoise and a rabbit, but it's not really about a tortoise and a rabbit. Christ would give them these kind of stories a lot. You know what I mean? Stuff that said they're talking about one thing, but it had a deeper meaning. It means something else. And he spoke unto them again by parable and said, The kingdom of heaven is like a certain king. So it's liking the kingdom of heaven to a certain king. So Christ saying the kingdom of heaven, the day when blacks and Hispanics rule, man, is like this. It's like a certain king, which made a marriage for his son. So Christ is comparing the kingdom of heaven to a marriage, to a wedding. So yeah, man, we had weddings back then. If we didn't have weddings back then Christ couldn't do this parable, man. This parable couldn't happen if we didn't have weddings. We had weddings. But the wedding, what you need to understand is the wedding is only the celebration, man. It's only the celebration. The real marriage with the sex, man. If you're a man out there and you have a wedding with a woman and you get the certificate, you get the rice thrown at you, you know what I mean? The wedding gifts, the toasters, whatever you call it, man. And you don't have sex with that woman, she ain't your wife yet, man. And if you're a man that has no wedding, but you're having sex with a woman, you are married, man. That's in the Bible. I just read it from the Bible. You are married, regardless of what anyone says, regardless of what any white man says, regardless of what any vicar, any pastor says, you are married to that woman. That is your wife, man. You know what I mean? Let me get it now. Slack here. It's Deuteronomy 24:1. When a man have taken a wife and married her, so if a man finds himself a woman and marries her, sex with her, you know, then as we know, she becomes his woman. And if it come to pass, so come to pass means like in a process of time, meaning over time, that means it comes to pass. That she find no favor in his eyes, because he have found some uncleanliness in her. So if a man finds out a woman has sex with her, she's his wife, and then over time, he don't like her no more. She don't cook how she used to. You know, she gives him lip. You know what I mean? She's not looking good as she used to back in the day. You know, she burns his, work shirt and so forth. This man not find no favor in her. I mean, he don't like her no more, man. She's not the same as she used to be in the past. Then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it her in her hand. So back in the day, if a man had a woman, didn't like her no more, she's annoying, she gives lip to him. You know what I mean? She running her mouth. She's lazy now. Back in the day, you know, she's a cook, but nowadays she don't cook no more. Whatever the case may be, this man could divorce his wife, man. Moses said this in the Old Testament. That man could write her a bill of divorcement and give it to her, man. And that bill of divorce would be like proof, like a receipt that, listen, she ain't my wife no more. So if anyone asks questions like, yo, that's wicked, man. Why is this woman out here by herself? The man can say, listen, I got a receipt right there. I put her away. She ain't my wife no more, man. And send her out of his house. That man can say, yo, but I don't want to be with you no more, man. You know what I mean? You're not for me no more. You know what I mean? What's the favorite one? Everyone says, I fell out of love with you, man. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. Verse 2. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. And that woman, in ancient times, in the time of Moses, a man could divorce his wife, man. A man could put her away and say, listen, I don't want to be your husband no more, man. Go, man. And she could marry somebody else. She was able to marry somebody else. She couldn't sleep with somebody else before the bill of divorcement. But after the bill of divorcement, she could be someone else's wife, man. But this is what Christ said about it. Matthew 19. So this is Matthew 19:1. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee. So again, Yahushua was like what you see at the I.S.U.P.K, man. In this scripture here, Yahushua is in Galilee. When you read the Bible, Yahushua is in different cities, man. 1 minute is in Galilee, another minute is in Jerusalem. And this is before you had the mega boss, man. This is before you had a car. And you know what I mean? This is before you had the bus and all these things, man. This is before you could pay what £5 to get from London to Birmingham. This is before you had a metro car that could jump on a train, man. Christ traveled, man, on boats, on the back of camels. He got around. And that's just like what you see today, man. The I.S.U.P.K. with camp in Birmingham, man. The one day you see us in London, man. Captain Bishop right now is in Trinidad, man. Christ did this. We do what Christ did, man. Travel from city to city, raising up black people, man. And in this particular moment, Christ in a city called Galilee and came into the coast of Judea. So Christ left from Galilee and went to another city called Judea, man, which is in Jerusalem, beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him and he healed them there. And when Christ went to different cities, many multitudes followed him, man. Crowds of people followed him to hear what he had to say. And that's why the Bible said Christ's voice is at the sound of many waters, man. Because when you're speaking to a great multitude, what you got to do, you got to shout, man. This is before the microphone, man, before the microphone and speaker system. That's why Christ spoke loud, so all these people can hear him, man. So the crowds of people can hear him when he speaks. The Pharisees also came, tempting him. You hear that? So when multitudes of people came to Christ, guess who also came, man? The people that hated Christ also. When we do speakings outside in Brixton, when we do speakings in Birmingham Town Centre, many people come, man, to listen, to see what we're about. And guess who also come? People come also to tempt us, man. When black people and drugs come to hear the word and be healed, man, you're healed when we teach you. Listen, it's wrong to take drugs, man. Take a flyer, man. We'll teach you, we'll get you off drugs, man. That's many people coming to heal us. But guess who also comes too, man? Them Christians, man, coming to tempt us. Guess who also comes? The police, man. Guess who also comes? The oppressor, the white man, black Christians, black drug dealers, and they come to tempt us also, man. Come with their bogus questions. Come saying stuff like, yeah, but weed grows from the earth, man. You say drugs is bad, but you drink wine. Wine's a drug also, man. Christ had the same problem. People come tempting him, come with their tricky questions, come with their smart questions, thinking that they can trap us in our words, man. Saying unto him, and this is what they said to Christ, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And they came to trap Christ's words, man. They know Christ's doctrine, man. They know Christ said, listen, a man cannot divorce his wife. So they want Christ to say, yeah, a man cannot put away his wife. So they can say, but in the Bible, Moses said you can, and make him look stupid, man, and get Christ killed, man. Do you know in the Bible it said if any man, whether it be your father or mom, tells you to go against the law of Moses, that man shall be killed, man. And they're trying to get Christ killed, man. That's what they're trying to do. They want to get Christ. They want to trap him and say, listen, this man's going against the law of Moses. He's teaching people that a man can't put away his wife, but Moses said you can. This man's a sinner, man. This man's wicked, man. He's going against the law, man. Get him killed, man. But Christ is smarter than that, man. He's smarter than them. Just like us at the I.S.U.P.K, people ask us many questions, man. And with the Bible, we confound them. How much Christians come to us say, oh, listen, does God love everybody? We say, no, we don't. But what about John 3:16? And what do we do? Break it down for them. And what do they do? To walk away looking embarrassed, man. The amount of times people come out there thinking and know something, listen, Islam and this, that, man. And we just show them the scriptures and they walk away head down. There's no video in the world that you can type in of I.S.U.P.K confounded or I.S.U.P.K get schooled in the Bible. There's none, man. Try it, man. I've been in the tree for quite some time now, man. You'll be surprised how much Christians I dealt with. I deal with Christians on a daily basis, man. Come on, man. All these Christians I dealt with, one of them must have a video on me, man. Must have one video confounding me or showing me the scriptures, man. Must have one video silencing me in the scriptures, man. But you won't find none, man. And just like with Christ had none either, man. People come up, there's people that come purposely. People know that we in Brixton every Saturday and purposely leave their bed in the morning with their scripture ready to confound us, man. And they leave unsuccessful, man. Leave unsuccessful. Usually, what they tend to do, because they're so proud to say, listen, I'm wrong, they say their thing and run off quickly. You know what I mean? Before they get an answer, because they can see the sword coming, just run off. I told you, you're not false. Or what they do is talk over you because they know the truth's coming out, man. Saying to him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? He answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he that made them in the beginning made them male and female? So Christ said, listen, don't you read the Bible yourself? Don't the Bible say God made them male and female? You should know this. That Christ telling them. You know what I mean? Me, also the I.S.U.P.K, we follow in Christ's footsteps, man. And I battle people the same way. People say, yo, but don't God love everybody? I say, listen, have you not read in the Bible where God drowned the Egyptians and save the Israelites. How can you love everybody? You know why? Because we learn from Yahawashi, man. The same way Yahawashi taught, the same way we teach in the I.S.U.P.K. You ask me a question, I ask you a question right back, man. I said, listen, have you not read? Christ telling them, listen, have you not read in the Bible where God made them male and female? And guess what? Because we learn under Christ, we do the exact same thing, man. Your pastor don't learn from Christ. Your pastor don't teach like this, man. That's exactly what we say. Say, listen, God loves everybody. Have you not read about the Tower of Babel? So hold on. God wants everyone to be together in one mountain pot. Have you not read the Tower of Babel? Why would God confuse the tongues, man? If you want everyone to be together, man. Why would God drown the Egyptians and save the Israelites and not raise them to you? If God wanted everyone to be together, why would he do that, man? And Christ taught the exact same way, man. And for this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Twain means two. Christ said, a man shall be with his wife, man, and them two shall be one flesh, man. Now, what does that mean? A man and woman being one flesh? Meaning, a man and woman can't be one flesh. They can't, they can't merge together, man. They can't fuse together. One flesh meaning, before they was married, before they had sex, she had her life, and he had his life. Now they're one flesh, man. Now the decisions they make benefits both of them. The decisions they make affects both of them. She don't have her own life. He don't have his own life. If she makes money, that's for both of them. If he makes money, it's to feed both of them. That's what it means. They twain shall be one flesh. Meaning he can't feed himself. Back in time past, he could just feed himself. He had to worry about himself. Now he got to make sure she's fed too. He can't leave her there hungry. Back in the day, she could just, please herself. Now she got to please him. She got to see if he's okay, what he wants, man. That's what it means to be one flesh. Wherefore, they are no more twain. So because they're married now, they're no more two different individuals, man, but are one flesh. What therefore God have joined together, let not man put asunder. And the Bible says what the Most High puts together, let no man separate, man. Let no man separate, man. And people do it all the time today. What do people say? You have a couple that God put together, man. God said, listen, you two are supposed to be together, man. And they make man separate them, man. They make a man come in life and say, listen, man, you've been with him for years, man. When's he going to put a ring on it, man? So you lot are living in, especially your pastor, see, you both are living in sin, man. Just having sex and shacking up, man. Nah, man, you got to get married, man. You lot sinning in the eyes of God, man. Or you got that jealous girlfriend. Nah, man, you know what I mean? You and him been together for 10 years, man. You're telling me that he better move in or you're going to leave him. Time to put a ring on it and make it official, or you leave him. See, he's doing you dirty, man. He's treating you like you're some side piece, man. You know what I mean? Our time to put a ring on it, or I'm leaving, man. Or that that man that wants a piece of your woman, man. You know what I mean? Getting in the ear. See, if you was with me, I'll get you married, man. I will be with you for 10 years and not marry you. Women being dumb and naive, no offense, it's the truth. They think this man actually cares about me, man. Not knowing that this man just wants a piece, man. And once he gets a piece, we'll see if he marries you. We'll see if he puts a ring on it. Women always fall for them ones there, man. They say, yeah, because like women, you know what I mean? Like there's a cranium tune out there, man, where it goes, the woman's crying and telling me I goes, your woman's crying, telling me your business, even though I don't really business. And that's true, man. When I heard that, I had to laugh. Because a woman be crying, it's my man, my man don't marry me and he don't do this and that, telling all the business. And guess what? The man you're talking to, he don't even care. He's like, when you gonna shut up, man? I was wanting some sex, man. Like, oh, it's a shame. I would never do like that. So I'm a good man, man. See, he was my woman. She's like, really? Lie down with him just to find out that he likes other women too, man. Let me tell you something, yeah. All men are made from the same material, man. But women likes to think, now this man's different. He's made from a different material. See, my man's rough, and my man, he likes many different women. I'm gonna find a man that don't. Good luck, man. And you know what happens? You find a new man, and you think, you know what, he's different from my ex, man. Have sex with him just to find out he's the same. Then you find another one just to find out he's the same. And by the time you find out that all men are made for the same material, you're like, what? 6 bodies in, man. 6 bodies in, 4 different baby fathers in, and by then nobody wants you, man. The only man that wants you is someone that wants a one-night stand, man. The only man that wants you, and nowadays men are bold. They'll tell you, man, listen, I don't want to be your man. Back in the day, in my days, men had to at least lie. And man would be straight to you, man. When you're in your 40s, man, be like, listen, I want some fun. You know what I mean? You got your kids over there, I got mine. What are you saying, man? And when you're lonely, when you're lonely, you can just take the offer. You say, well, to be honest, I can't see myself finding a good man at this point. So I'll tell you what I can give, man. And it's a shame. I've seen people actually do it. They say, I've taken sex and done car. Ain't nothing really. I can't really see light for me. So I must take it, man. And that's a shame. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Calm. They say unto him, so this is what they responded back. They got the combat, man. They try to set up Christ, try to ask him a question that they thought they knew the answer for already, man. Come on, if I had a pound for every time I heard that, I've heard some stupid, ridiculous stories in my time, man. A woman come up to us and say, listen, is it wrong to kill? I said, yeah. No, what she say again? She goes, yeah, is it wrong to have an abortion? I said, yeah. And in her mind, she's trapping me. She's just smiling and stuff, so I know something's coming. She goes, but is it wrong to be a homosexual as well? I said, yeah. She goes, so what if a child in the belly is a homosexual? Then you must kill him, but then you can't commit an abortion as well. It's ridiculous, man. And this is the same type of things that ask Christ. They say unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement to put her away? So they're like, so if a man can't put away his wife, then why did Moses say he can? We just read that in the Old Testament, they're right. Moses did say that, but Christ is about to explain to them why Moses said this, man. He said unto them, Moses, because the hardness of your hearts suffered you to put away your wives. So the word suffer means to allow. If you suffer something, you don't really like it, but you allow it. So Christ said, Moses, because the hardness of your heart, man, because you was wicked, he allowed it to happen, man. He allowed that to happen because he was wicked, man. When you have a woman, you're going to have hard times, man. You're going to have arguments and, costs and so forth, but you don't leave. You don't leave. Your children, let you down sometimes, man. They don't make you happy all the time, man. But they're your children. You don't divorce them. You don't leave. You don't kick them out, man. And likewise with marriage, man. But because we was wicked, because the woman, to stop the woman from keying the car and you killing her, to stop the woman from, getting beat up and getting 2 black eyes, stop the woman from, calling the police on you and child support. Moses said, you know what? Just leave, man. To stop you from killing each other, man. To stop you from putting the man on child support, throwing his clothes outside. Because you're so wicked, Moses said, you know what? Just separate, man. That's why he did it. But from the beginning, this was not so. So Christ said from the beginning, this wasn't so, man. It wasn't meant to be like this. Moses allowed it to happen because our people are wicked, man. Look at the Asians, man. Look at the Asians, the Chinese, the Arabs, man. They'll be married for 30, 40 years, man. You think they don't argue? You think they don't argue? I've never heard an Indian woman say, listen, all Indian men ain't shit. I've never heard a Chinese woman say, listen, all Chinese women ain't shit. I've never heard a Chinese man say, listen, I don't date Chinese women. But black people say it, man. Hear a black man say, listen, I don't date black women. Just, nah, man, I just can't deal with the headache, man. Why? Because our heart was hard because we're so wicked. Moses had to allow that, man. You mean tell me the Chinese man and Chinese woman get along 24/7? Of course they don't, man. But they're smart enough to be like, listen, you know what? He gets some nerves, she gets some nerves, but we're a family, man. We're a family, man. This man here is mine. This woman here is mine. And regardless, we're gonna make it work, man. You mean to tell me the Indian man and his woman smile every day, laugh and joke every day? In fact, these Indian men beat up their wives, man, and their wives still stay. Man, that's a fact, man. It's like it's not a fact. It's not a fact. I take it back for someone jumps at me. But statistics show a lot of them do it, man. I think the white man's number one, then the Asian. Beat the woman. You can ask an Indian woman out there, man. Say, listen, be truthful, be honest. Don't lie to me, be honest. Has your man never hit you or thrown a plate at you? She'll tell you yes. You know what I mean? I've heard Asian women say it themselves. You feel me? But they stick together, man. We don't. We leave. Why? We listen to the white man. We listen to the oppressor, man. And the oppressor, listen, if you're not happy, just go be happy, man. Follow your heart, man. As black people, we think that life is about feelings. We base our whole life on feelings, man. It's like 1 second. Yeah, we base our whole life on feelings, and that's why we get played, man. Do you know in the black church, they've done studies, and they've found out that black people like to have a good time, and black people like to be happy, and that's why they play us, man. That's why they play us. They studied us, and they go, black people like to have a good time, and that's why in our church, what do we have? Tambourines, the organ, and music. And black people go to church every Sunday thinking they're godly, man, thinking they've learned something, haven't learned a damn thing, man, but to bang a tambourine, play the organ. And that's why, because we've been studied, people know that all we want to do is have a good time. And when you ask a woman, so why did you leave your man for? We're happy no more. So now you got 4 baby fathers. You know what I mean? You're embarrassed. Every time you go to work and people are, so is that the same father for different? No, it's a different one. You're lying to people. You're embarrassed at work. Why? Because you had to be happy, man. You needed some fun in your life. Now you got 3, 4 baby fathers. People look down like, oh, so they got different dads. Oh, them kids look different. You know what I mean? Why? Just because you got to be happy, man. And the black man too, man. Sleeping with white women and so forth. Why? Because society told you that, listen, to have a white girl on your arm means something, man. And hey, you got to be happy. You know, life's all about what you want, man. Forget what God wants. Forget what black people need. Black people need black love, man. Black people need black men with black women, man. That's what we need, man. Imagine you're a black man with money, man, and you're giving your money to a white woman. Your money left the black community and now is in the white community. Your hard-earned money goes to a white woman, man. Just left the black community. You know what an Indian man does? An Indian man, his Indian money feeds his Indian wife and makes Indian children. Then them Indian children, they get a business from their father, and that Indian money goes to another Indian family, man, and it just rolls around in the Indian community. When you take on a wife, she's the same as you, man. You make an Indian man proud when you marry his Indian daughter, man. And that's what the East Indians do. That the white man do. That the Chinese do. But we take our hard-earned money and give it to a white woman. Money that a black woman could have had goes to a white woman. You know, makes her rich, makes her side of the family rich. You know, it helps them out when they don't need it, man. A white woman got a white man that can take care of that problem, man. But you're a black man, you know what I mean? God bless you with a good job, man. God bless you, you know, especially footballers. God bless you with a good job and some good money. And you take that black money and give it to someone outside your race, man. Give it to the Somalians and the Arabs and all types of people, man. When a black woman's suffering, she should get that money, man. You don't think a black woman wants to find stuff in life too? You don't think a black woman wants rent, the rent paid and the roof over her head too? But you give that to somebody else, man. And the Bible said, don't give your strength to another, man. We get Malachi 2 and it's like I'll keep reading this anyway. But from the beginning, it was not so. So from the beginning, this was not supposed to happen, man. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and marry another, committeth adultery. So if a man puts away his wife, except fornication is if she has sex with somebody else. So if a man puts away his wife just because, you know, she don't cook his eggs how he wants them, he commits adultery, man. He's a sinner, man. You can't do that. The only way you can put away your wife, the only way you can divorce your wife is she has sex with somebody else, man. If you go for a phone and you see a picture of another man's things or whatnot, man, or you see a message talking about, oh, last night was fun, man, you can leave that woman, man. That woman's a whore, man. Left that, man. If she comes to you, if you one day, you know, a rumor comes to you about, you know, your wife was doing this and that with so and so, and you confront her about it, and it's true, you can leave that woman, man. It's like, yeah. Like I was saying, man, you can leave that woman. Good riddance, man. Let her go. You don't want a whore on your team. And the Lord's good to you, so the Lord will let you know if a girl's whoring on you, man. Let her go, man. The woman's been a whore sleeping around. You don't want that in your bed, man. You don't want no woman that another man's kissing and lying down at night. To let her go, man. The Lord said, if any woman does that to you, you can leave her, man. Don't make up with her. Don't give her a second chance. Don't do that, man. Let her go. She's a whore, man. Let her go. And you know what you can do? Marry somebody else, man. In fact, have 2, have 3, have as much as you can handle, as much as you want, man. And make sure that these are loyal, man. The ones that disloyal, let them go, man. The Lord said, any woman does that, you can let them go. Don't say we worked it out, we worked nothing. Don't do it, man. So Christ said from the beginning, it wasn't so, man. Now let's see what the Bible says about that. This is the book of Malachi. Malachi 2:16. So Christ said in the beginning, this was so, meaning when God made Adam and, you know, all the nations on the earth and Adam and the trees and all sorts, you know, this wasn't so. A man was meant to be with that woman until they die. God said that. This divorcement thing wasn't so. Moses just did that to stop us from killing each other, man, just to give us peace. From the beginning, it wasn't so, man. This is Malachi 2 and 2 and 16. It's like for the Lord God of Israel saith that he hateth putting away, and that's in the Old Testament. So this is in a time where you could put away your wife, and in a time where you could put away your wife, God is saying then that he hates putting away. He hates when a man divorces his wife. He hates when a woman leaves her husband. And this was in a time where it was lawful for a man to put away his wife, man. This is backing up what Christ said in the New Testament, man. The Lord did not intend for this to be, man. Even in the Old Testament, the Lord hated this, man.
That's right.
The Lord hated to put it away. And Christ come back to put this law back in effect, man. You can't put away your wife. So what are you supposed to do, black man? Be careful, man. Don't come crying to me talking about, because, she don't cook, she don't clean the dunga basket yesterday. Well, obviously, you met her in Club 101, man. What do you expect, man?
Right.
When last have you seen a good girl in his clubs, man? She's too busy twerking. She's too busy learning how to twerk, man. And jiggle one, and jiggling one bum cheek, man. When do you think she learned to cook? She's too busy, with all these men taking her out on dates and going to what's it called, Miller and Carter.
That's right.
When do you think she getting time to cook, really, man? Any girl that's in the club 24/7 doing the splits and twerking and going to carnival, I wouldn't trust her to iron my shirt neither, man. You're crying because Slucky says she can't iron my shirt. Well, duh. When will she get time to learn? When will she get time to learn to iron a shirt, man? She's on carnival. She went to Bristol Carnival, then she went to London Carnival, then she went to Manchester Carnival, then every Friday she's on Broad Street partying. Not one carnival went by that missed her, man. She's on the M-way driving to London to go to that carnival, then to Bristol. Then she went to all 3 carnivals in London. She went to the Thursday one, the Friday one, the Saturday one, and the bank holiday one, man. What do you expect, man? What do you expect? Of course she can't. Of course she's not no good woman, man. But what she can do though, just naked though. But she can do attend all them carnivals though. She got Pepsi money for all them carnivals though, man. She's on the float, whining away, taking pictures and uploading them on their Instagram and so forth, man. That's what they can do, man. So it's kind of your fault to blame as well, man. Can't be crying now, man. You marry yourself some girl that's worthless and can't do nothing. Boy, I'm so lucky, man. The law said you can't put her away. Right. You got to stomach that, man. You got to stomach that and just work with her until hopefully she learns to cook, or hopefully, fingers crossed, she sleeps with somebody else, man. Then that's someone else's problem. Like, yo, learn my lesson. I'll make sure the next girl I get can cook, man. The next girl I get don't go to all 4 carnivals, man. The next girl I get ain't no whore, man. Clap it to the man.
Yeah, can you, if you got anything else to bring up.
I'll give it.
Yeah, so what Officer Karafi was bringing out was heavy, man. In the Bible, we had something better than any wedding ring. We had love, man. We had unity, and that beats any wedding ring. What does a wedding ring really do? Nothing, man. There's many people that got nice diamond rings, nice gold rings, and what? They get divorced in a month. And if you think I'm lying, research it. Many people, they walk down the aisle, say their vows, and guess what? In a month's time, they're filing for divorce, man. No wedding ring can't make people love each other. No wedding ring can't make a man go, you know what, she gets on my nerves. But because of the Lord, I'm going to work with it, man. No wedding ring can make a woman go, this guy's immature, man. You know what I mean? But guess what? Out of love, she will stay with him, man. A wedding ring just hasn't got that capability. And that's something that we need to understand, man. All what we've learned from a nation that can't save us, man. A nation of people that don't know God. A nation of people that have no wisdom. And what do? We believe all of it, man. We take up all of it like, yeah, they know what they're talking about. I want to get married. I want to walk down the aisle. Not knowing that ain't going to fix no relationship. That ain't going to solve nothing, man. You lot hate each other before you had the ring. You're going to hate each other after you have the ring, man. and that's all that it does. So with that, I got a topic on Facebook. It was it was a article that I uploaded.
Facebook.
On the UK page. It was an article about I believe his from the London area. He's a Londoner, and he's just explaining that many so-called white people or many so-called Europeans that we look up to, they have a very racist past, and what he's saying is heavy, but at the same time, what he has been saying, we've been saying since 1969, man. He ain't bringing out nothing new. He ain't bringing out nothing that we don't know. But we've been saying this since 1969, man. We gotta separate. You gotta know that your oppressor does not love you, man.
Right.
And he shows it in his actions. You think we're racist because we taught the facts. He's racist in his actions, man. He's racist when he don't give you that job, or when you have that job, he works you to death, man, and makes everyone else rest. You know what I mean? And he shows it by his actions. You got it.
Can the Metro newspaper, if you discover your heroes are racist,
That's one, yeah. So now,
if you discover your heroes are racist, leave them and their art in the past.
So now, what he's saying is a heavy point. If you find out that England's heroes are racist, then why don't you leave them in the past? Meaning, you know that they was racist, and you still big them up. You still promote them. Meaning, you don't care about us. You know the racist. You know how they felt against black people, and still you celebrate them. You worship them. And then above all of that, us to worship them too, man. So he's saying that if you know that they are racist, why don't you wipe them out of the past?
Right.
Why are you talking to me about racist English people? And you know what I mean, you're trying to make me reverence them when you know their past. And if you believe now, you know what I mean, England's for everybody, then why do you keep bringing them up? Read on.
If you discover racist heroes, leave them in and their art in the past. The Magic Fairway Tree was one of my favorite books growing up. Its fantastic lands stirred up my imagination, and the whimsy of its character always made me laugh.
Yeah, read on.
So seeing Enid Blyton trending on Twitter earlier this week was pleasantly surprising.
So now with this guy, what he's saying is it was a book that he used to read from. He was really young. Then come to find out, with the author of that book, she was racist, man. And he's going to get what she said. Read on.
That is until I delved further and found out the reason for the children's author making headlines was because she was being snubbed of a commemorative 50p coin due to concern over a potential backlash of her racial and homophobic views.
So now let's make no mistake. So now with them, the woman that wrote these books that he liked, she was going to be put on the 50p, man, a 50p coin. But then someone brought to light her racial and her homophobic things that she said. Read on.
This is the reality of being black in Britain.
And now, listen, we've been saying this since 1969, man. Being black, it's like your oppression gets rubbed in your face, man. Being black, no one cares about you, man. Meaning, they were going to put her on a 50p coin, man. And then every hero, and I don't care who it is, they were all racist. You know what I mean? The Beatles, Winston Churchill, all of them have a racist past. And still, you being here and being black, they're shoved in your face. And you got to accept it. No one is saying, listen, in England, we are all one. So, you know what I mean? These people, we can't commemorate them. We can't exalt them because they're racist. And you're doing that now. England is for everyone. They don't care about you, man. They don't care about you so much. Like, well, I don't care what they said. I want them on that I want them on that 50 pence coin, man. I want to remember that person every year.
Right.
And they do that, and they don't care what you think, showing you what? That England ain't for you, black man. The United Kingdom ain't your homeland. You know what I mean? Many of us, we're British. I'm from England, but there's a nation of people that don't feel the same. There's a nation of people that, you know what I mean, they think you ain't English so much that even someone who is racist, they're going to still exalt them. They're going to still commemorate them. They're going to still remember them every year over how you feel. Read on.
This is the reality of being black in Britain. On any given day, you might stumble upon something you once cherished and find out it was created by someone who disagrees with your every existence.
And there you have it, man. In the UK, many people that we're told to look up to, they hated our existence, man. Research it. Anyone, you know what I mean, whether it was someone that wrote a book, someone that was in the government, someone who plays, you know what I mean, for like Man United in the 60s, the 50s, they hated black existence, man. And what happens? They get shoved in your face like, remember this person? Remember this person? He was so great. He was so wonderful. And he also hated you. And that's something they always don't want you to know. They want you to reverence them. They want you to worship them. But they never want you to know that they was all racist, man. Rodal, racist. And guess what? Many of them, who's more? John Major, Margaret Thatcher, racist, man. That's one.
The man that made Amazing Grace, racist. The roads to Liverpool, racist people.
There you go. You mean that song Amazing Grace? That's a racist song. You mean he's thanking God that with the ship that he had and we was in it being man slaves. You mean he's happy that the ship did not get wrecked, and that's why he made that song Amazing Grace. You go up to Liverpool right now. There's many roads named after people that enslaved us, and in England, being black, that's something that you're going to realize. All of their heroes, they have a very dark past. And what's that dark past? Hating you, man. Hating your existence. And that's a past that people rub in your face day in and day out. Read on.
To be black is also to be perpetually ready for confrontation. Of your idols, the nation's idols, your pastime and treasures. As an example, I grew up surrounded by Seuss books, only to find out he drew racial advertisements before he became a world-renowned illustrator.
Okay, so it's a bit of a history lesson here. What he's on about these Seuss books? They was in the 60s, and the guy that invented them, he used to draw racist propaganda in this time, man. And imagine that. In English history, he's reverenced like, look at this guy. He wrote these wonderful books. And no one never talks about all the racist books that he wrote too, man. All of the racist sketches that he drew as well. Read on.
Over his professional career, only 2% of his characters were people of color, and all of them were stereotypes.
And so meaning, even in his books, you mean with the black people that were in the books, what were they? They were these stereotypes of a black person. He's lazy, you know what I mean, and things that people say today. And what's the problem? This person's reverence, man. In English history, he's a hero for writing these books. And in front of a black man's face, your hero, you're forced to accept that, you know, he was racist, but he was a nice person. He was racist, but he wrote the Seuss books, and you just gotta accept it, man. You gotta just digest it and just take it, man. Read on.
I've also had to confront the fact that Bjork, the artist who wrote the song Unravel, which was a pivotal to my emotional heading and was instrumental in artistic development as a musician has uttered the words "sound is the nigger of the world" twice.
So now, again, with her Bjork, she was in like in 1994, 1995. Yeah, she's a Chinese woman, but she lives in the UK. And she made some dreadful music. I don't know why anyone would even like it, but it's strange. But a lot of individuals did. And she said twice that the music she makes is the what?
Is the sound is the nigger of the world.
Sound is the nigger of the world, meaning the music that she makes is the hated thing of the world, meaning she knows that us as black people, we are hated. So that with my sound, it's the nigger of the world, meaning everyone hates it. And said it, and did anything happen to her? No, it didn't. Was she taken to court? No, she wasn't. And guess what? In English history, she's seen as she was like a developer of some weird sounds, and you know what I mean? She was very creative in the music that she did. And she says this and what? You're forced to digest it, man. You're forced to accept it and go, well, she did do great things, but the racism, just ignore that. But her, she made some great music. Read on.
I even had to confront that John Kellogg, who invented cornflakes, established a modern cereal breakfast.
So now, this is the person that made Kellogg's cornflakes, the Kellogg's, and that's an international brand. That's a brand that's sold all over the world, all over the earth. And we're gonna find out something about him. Read on.
Established a modern cereal breakfast, was a founder of a racial segregation institution called the Race Betterment Foundation.
And imagine that, the guy that everyone talks about, the Kellogg's, man, he founded a better racial institution, meaning that he believed that the white race was the better race, and that he set up a place where white people was able to learn that, listen, you as the white race, you are better than the black race. He set up a place where white kids was taught that information, man, and his English too. And what did they teach you? With Kellogg's, he's from England, and the cereal, and it's all over the earth. And you're meant to reverence him as someone who's, respected. And he hated you, man. He set up a school where white kids had the ability to get taught that they're better than you. Like you're the better race. Look at black people. They were slaves. They're in the ghetto suffering. They got no money. It's evident that you're the better race. And he funded that. Read on.
It is pretty hard to get through a bowl of Frosties. Many people are lucky to never know how profound disturbing it is to type a beloved figure name into Google with the word racist next to it and find confirmation that this person who is idolized by so many would have hated you.
And then it's like, and that's the point that he's making. Everybody who black people is told to idolize, look them up, and they're all racist, man. Look them up, and there's always some racist phrase they said. There's always some racist slur that they said. There's always something racist connected to their names, man. And why is this of any value? Because we need to understand we are not of England. We are not of America. We are not of anywhere where we are scattered, man. They only care about their people, and they make them heroes and make you accept it, man. They make them heroes and ignore their racism. And what does that mean to you? You ain't involved in England.
Right.
Everyone thinks I'm included. I'm British. You ain't included, man. Everyone who they force black people in England to idolize, they have a racist past. They wrote racist books. They were, open up a school to, teach racism. And then you're meant to look at them as a hero. They're not your heroes. I'm going to tell you who your heroes are. Isaiah, man. Ezekiel.
Right.
Jesus Christ, man.
Right.
The apostles. They're your heroes. And guess what? They were black, just like you, black man. You don't need to idolize some oppressor, someone that made your ancestors work in the West Indies for free, for nothing. And then on top of that, you force me to idolize them. I can't do that, man. All right, from there, let's get in the Bible. Let's get Isaiah 23:9.
Isaiah 23:9. The Lord of hosts have proposed it to strain the pride of all the glory.
So now, what's the Lord talking about, man? Meaning the Lord is his job, is his objective to stain the glory that we have. And what's our glory? I'm British. That's my glory. Listen, I was born here. My passport's red. Wait, but you know what I mean? Now what we have, the Lord's going to stain it, man. You know what I mean? In America, I'm American. Listen, the Lord's going to stain the glory that we have. And it's going to explain how he's going to sedate the glory that we have. Read on.
And to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth.
What did the Bible say?
And to bring in contempt all the honorable of the earth.
And to stain the glory that we have. He's going to bring into contempt all of the honorable of the earth, man. AKA your Tony Blairs, your Roald Dahls, Margaret Thatchers. He's going to bring them into contempt. And what does that do for you? It wakes you up, black man.
Right.
Once you know all who are honorable on the earth, they're hateful, man. You're meant to hate them. Why? Because they hate you. Research all of them in some way, shape, or form. Always had a racist slander to say, man. Always had something against black people. And the Lord's saying he's going to bring all that are honorable to contempt on the earth, man. Meaning that article that guy wrote, he needs to be in here, man.
Right.
It's one thing to know it, but then that requires action. If you know that England hates black people, that's good. But guess what? It's not enough. There's many people. It's like it. There's many people that know that England's racist, but just knowing it, that's not enough, man. Like with anything, if you know something, you're meant to do something about it. And writing to the Metro ain't doing nothing about it, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same oppressor that made that, man. So what? Yes, he showed it for everyone to read, but do they care? No, they don't, man. You know what I mean? They know something that you don't know. People like to read things that, you know what I mean, can offend people. And they know, listen, the more people that read this, the more people buy our newspaper. But do they care about your plight? Do they care about your pain? No, they don't, man. So let's read that one more time. Isaiah 23:9.
The Lord of hosts hath proposed it, to strain the pride of all the glory, and to bring in contempt all the honorable of the earth.
And that's what the Lord's doing, man. Under commanding General YAHANNA.
Right.
Bringing into contempt all of the honorable of the earth. Everyone that you're taught is a hero. Everyone that you're taught you should look up to, the Lord brings them into contempt, man. And how does the Lord do it? By showing what they said, by showing what they did, man. You know what I mean? In England, Winston Churchill, everyone looks up to him. You know, he was the leader at that time, World War II. But does anyone know what else he did? On the radio back then, it was like the beginning of the Windrush. Do you know what he said? Send them home. Don't bring them here. Don't bring him here. And as the Windrush ships, they were on their way, he was in another ship trying to stop the Windrush. How many of you know? How many of you know that? How many of you have researched that, man? And guess what? On this earth, he is honorable. On this earth, you're meant to honor him, and no one lets you know about his racist past. How he hated your ancestors that came here, man. He hated the people of the Windrush. And then you're meant to honor him. You're meant to respect him. You're meant to look up to him like he's someone that's dignified. And God says he's going to bring him in contempt on the earth, man. From there, give me Isaiah 32:5.
Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall no more be called liberal.
And guess what? All your heroes, they're vile, man. All of your heroes, they're vile. And a time's coming where no one's gonna look up to that vile hero, and go, he was caring, he was liberal, he was so nice. And God said this, man. And that's what you see in these last days, man. Those heroes that are promoted to you, those heroes that are shoved in your face, they're vile, man. And God says they're going to be called liberal. They're not going to be called caring and nice and heroic no more. Read on.
Nor the child said to be bountiful.
Nor the child. What's the child? Someone who's evil and cruel, man. And they're not going to be bountiful. They're not going to be loving. And guess what? Margaret Thatcher, chill. Roald Dahl, chill, man. You know what I mean? Everyone who you're taught to look up to, they were churlish. I got it. They were churlish, man. And you're taught they were so bountiful. They were so loving. They were so caring, and they were churlish, man.
Right.
They were evil and selfish and all about themselves. Meanwhile, they promote them to you like they were so loving. And that's the problem. In the UK, we've been taught lies. In the UK, we've been taught fairy tales, man. And they were churlish. They were evil. They were vile. And what does England like to do? Make you honor them. While they know that they were racist, while they know that they hated black people, you're forced to honor them. You're forced to remember them. You're forced to respect them, and you shouldn't, man. Why would I honor someone that hates me? Why would I honor someone that hated how I looked? And that's the problem. We're in a country that's not ours. We're in a country that doesn't care about us. And how do you know this? Because if they cared about you, they would take these people from English history. If they cared about you, they would go, you know what? We're not going to mention these individuals no more, man. Why? Because England's for everyone. England's biracial. England's multicultural. So we can't talk about these racist people.
Right.
But that shows how much you ain't involved.
Right.
That even when they have a racist past, well, sod them. I'm remembering him. It don't matter. I know he's racist, but he's a great man. Forget how they feel. This man was British. He needs to be remembered. He needs to have his day. Yeah, but he was racist. Well, sod them. That's a good man. And that's the problem. In England, we are not involved in this place, man. We ain't colluded in this place. Although you think you are, although because you believe you got some white friend with you, you know what I mean? He hates you too, man.
Sure.
I know you think, no, he don't. He would help me. He would die for me. No, he wouldn't, man. Do you want to know why he's your friend? Because he thinks he's better than you. While he's sad all week, he goes, well, I'm living better than my black friend, you know what I mean? He's black. Gosh, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing good about him. And he uses you to boost his confidence, man. He's not your friend. From there, give me Psalms 35. And slack you 1 second. Your Psalms 35 and 12.
Psalms 35 and 12.
And listen good to this and tell me, who is this on about, man? Who is this talking about? And you're going to find that it's us, man. And it's in the Bible. Psalms 35 and 12.
Psalm 35 and 12. They rewarded me evil for good.
What did the Bible say?
They rewarded me evil for good.
And that's you, black man. They reward you evil when you do good, man. When you fight for England, when you make England what it is, they reward you evil, man. It was slaves that built up the economy of England, man. It was slaves that, you know, financed England by what? Working for nothing. And even after all that, you do good to them, man. You came to England, built up the NHS, worked in the welding industry, done the welding on the motorways, man. Worked in the mines. And what do? Reward you evil, call you a wog, go back home. Black people died in World War One and World War Two, and nobody talks about them, man.
Right.
Many West Indian soldiers, Jamaican soldiers, Trinidadian soldiers, Grenadian soldiers died, man. And on that, what's it called? Helpful heroes, help for heroes, which means it meant to help the people that fought in the World War One, World War Two. Don't mention no black soldiers at all, man. Help for heroes, but no help for the black soldiers. You know what I mean? And what did the Bible say? They reward us evil for good, man. You made England what it is. Look at the Olympics, man. Filled with black people, all the best runners, the best jumpers. They're Israelites from Jamaica, from Trinidad, from Montserrat, man. And what do? Reward you evil. You know what I mean? Look at the boxing, David Hay. What's the other one? He lost the last fight.
White.
Yeah, you got White, Anthony Yard, man. What's the other one? Jermaine the boys. You mean these guys make English heavyweight boxing while it is, and what do? Reward you evil, man. Raheem Erling. You mean Rashford? They're getting all these racist taunts while while they're making English teams win, man. And what did the Bible say? They reward you evil for good. Meaning, all your life, you've done good for them, and they reward you with the evil, man. You know what I mean? Officer Dongbar has a book and lets you know once the World War was done and some black people stayed in the UK, our oppressor said to them, listen now, the war's done. When are you going home? After black people died for your country, man. After black people fought so that you could be free, you go, all right, it's done now. When you're effing off back to the West Indies. And that's what they did to you, man. Read that one more time.
They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul.
To the spoiling of my soul, meaning they robbed your soul. You done good to them, and they reward you evil. And then they robbed your soul, man. And how do they rob your soul? When you gotta reverence racist heroes, man. When even though in England you are oppressed, you're forced to love England. Like, you know, this is a nice place. Well, what's wrong here? You got, you know what I mean? You can't talk about racism. You can't talk about oppression. You gotta just smile. You gotta get on with it. They spoil your soul, man. What's your soul? What you stand for? What you knows right? And they rob you of that too, man. So while I'm oppressing you, smile. While, you know, I call you racist names, get over it. You mean while England's rich off my ancestors' hard work, slavery's in the past. You know what I mean? They spoil your soul, meaning what you stand for, what you know is right. They even want that, man. You can't even have no inside dignity. You gotta love me, shut up, smile, dance. You know what I mean? Get on with it, and don't say nothing too, man. Read on.
But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth.
What does that mean? When they were sick, I was sad. According to the Bible, you know what I mean? It was a tradition that Israelites did. It was a tradition that we did. When we were sad, we would throw on rags, which that's what sack cloth is. It's rags. It's cloth. You're not putting on no linen, no silk. It's cloth. It's just, you know what I mean, raggedy cloth. And the Bible saying when they were sick, I was sad. I put on rags. And what does that mean? When our oppressor in England was sad, we fought for him, man. We made him happy. We fought in World War One. We fought in World War Two. We made England what it is. We done MMA, boxing, even in MMA. All the English MMA guys, what race are they? Black? Leon Edward, Fabian Edwards. You mean the two best English guys that fight in MMA, they're Israelites, man. And when they're sad, and when they're sick, you're sad for them, man. You gave our oppressor everything. We've gave our oppressor our soul, man. When he's sad, we're sad. And guess what? He rewards you evil for good. Despite you dying for him, despite you making England what it is, he still rewards you evil for good. That's what.
When they're sad, we're sad. Like when Paris happened and Manchester happened, everyone putting up flags on their Facebook and so forth. And just recently, there's a flood in Bahamas hurricane. We wouldn't even know about it if you don't really want to use it. So.
That's right. That's a heavy point. So what the officer was saying is, you mean when they're sick, we're sad. When anything happens, if it's in the Manchester region where like lots of innocents were shot, we're sad with them. But when it's something about us, like the hurricane in the Bahamas, who cares? It's like, you know what I mean? It's on the news once or twice. But when you're sick, they're not sad. When they're sick, you're sad. And that's the problem. You give them your soul and they reward you evil for good, man. Read on.
God, I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into my own bosom. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother.
What did the Bible say?
I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother.
And listen, that's the Bible right there. The white man ain't your friend, man. The Arabs ain't your friends. The East Indians ain't your friends, man. They reward you evil for good. And even King David, man, in the Spirit, he is prophesying right here. And he's saying, and what say, I behaved myself as though he had been my friend. Meaning, how I was with them was like, they were my friend. I was deceived in thinking they were my friend. And that's the problem. We're in England believing our oppressor is our friend, man. We're in England thinking, yeah, man, he's my friend. He don't see color. You mean we're all one in England and you ain't, man. And that same person who you think is your friend, you wait for the right time and he's going to reward you evil for your good, man. You wait and see. Everyone says that, nah, well, not my white friend. Nah, man, you know what I mean? I've known him since school. You wait and see, man. One day when the white world wants him, he's going to leave you, man. He's only with you now because he's white trash. He likes weed. He likes to do nothing and collect his job seekers allowance. Right. But one day he's offered a good job and he gets to live in some nice white area. He's gonna act like you never existed, man. You and that friendship is gonna get cancelled really quickly, man. He's gonna act like he never knew you, man. And one day when he's reminiscing, what's he gonna say? Oh, those were my ignorant days. You mean those were the days where I was immature? He's never gonna go, that was a good friend of mine. That was someone that looked after me. He's gonna go, you know what I mean? Those were my adolescent days, man. You know what I mean? And he's going to forget you. And meanwhile, you love him as a friend. You think he's your friend and he hates you, man. He does not love you. Read that one more time.
I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourned for his mother.
And then when he bowed down heavily, meaning the love that we give to our oppressors, we bow down heavily, man. When he's sad, we're sad. When he's thinking about something, we take it upon ourselves to think about it too. And we shouldn't, man. He's not our brother. He's not our friend. And all he's ever done is reward us evil for our good, man. We fought in World War One. Black people fought in World War Two. Black people built the economy of England. And what did he do? Reward us evil for good, man. Told you go back home. Made up, you know what I mean? Called us wog. Called us jig. You know what I mean? Oppressed us. Beat us up. Harassed us. And you done good to him. You built up the NHS, which they have now. You worked in the welding industry. Black West Indians worked in the mining industry. And while you did that to make England what it is, he rewarded you evil, man. Told you go home. I don't want you here. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, guess what? He needed you here. You know what I mean? That like, we didn't want him here. You need us here. Right. You know a fact? After World War II, our slave master was so lazy that they had to bring us here. He wasn't willing to do he wasn't willing to sacrifice all of the efforts to make England great. So you know what they did? They got us, man. The most hardest working people on the face of God's green earth, man. And they got us. And we made England what it is in the past and in the 1900s. Read on.
The abjects gathered themselves together against me.
And that's it, man. It's like, which verse are you?
15.
You can't, yes, like it.
I knew it not. They did tear me and cease not.
And there, man, so saying, but my adversaries, they rejoiced, meaning I'm mourning for you. I'm dying in World War One for you. I'm working hard in England for you, because that's what they did. You know what I mean? Many people believe many West Indians came to England to have a nice life for themselves. You did not do that, man. You came because you loved the oppressor. You came because you heard England's falling. Let's build it up. Some of them said England was the motherland. You do know that it's on video. On the ship, the Windrush, you know, the camera quality is very bad. But I asked some of them, like, you know, so what do you think of England? And guess what? Many of them dumb Jamaicans said, man, England's the motherland. I heard it's the promised land. For who? Not for you. You know what I mean? And that's what we thought, man. And it's saying, but in mine adversaries, they rejoiced, meaning you was in England suffering for them. You was in England paying for one bedroom, which you could pay for a whole house, man. Suffering so that your adversary, your enemy, the slave master, the oppressor, he could rejoice, man. That he could rejoice and live in King's Standing, Sutton Coldfield, West End in London. Meanwhile, you suffered. And then it goes, and they gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me. Meaning, while you're suffering for him, he's against you. While you're in World War II dying for him, that same slave master, he's against you. While you play for Man United, Tottenham Hotspurs, what's some other ones? Manchester City, he's against you. While you're, you know, suffering, getting monkey chants, getting thrown banana skins on the pitch, suffering for your slave master, he's rejoicing together at you, man. And that's something we don't understand. We believe, you know, I'm going to make him love me. I'm going to fight no matter what, man. Yes, I was called Wag. I was called Jig. But I'm going to fight the fight till I get his love. And listen to what God said. While you're suffering, he's laughing at you. But you think, you know, I'm going to get his respect. I'm going to get his love. I'm going to get his white woman. I'm going to make him look at me like he looks at himself. The Bible says he laughs at you, man. They're together laughing at you. And if you think I'm lying, we can read it again. Middle of 15, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and they fight against you. While you're trying to fight for their love, they're against you anyway. They don't want to give you no love. They're not concerned with loving you, man. They're using you, and they don't respect you. And how do you know? Because all English heroes, they're racist. And even though you think you're English, they won't get rid of them out of English history. They won't take them out of their memorial days. They won't take them out of the English history books for your sake. They're like, well, so I want to remember that man. I know he said some racist stuff, but listen, he means something to me. And that's the problem.
The statue of Winston Churchill in London, bro.
Can't. If you get me a Coke. All right. Yeah. Also, what do you say? Sorry, there's
about that. The statue of Winston Churchill in London. No one goes, now you can't do that. You offend black people. Get a statue.
That's it. As the brother said, in London, there's a statue of Winston Churchill, and no one goes, well, we need to take that down. You know, like we do know that Winston Churchill did not like black people. So you know what? That needs to come down. They leave it there because they don't care about you. You believe I'm included. You ain't included, man. You're not involved in the affairs of England. You're just here being a slave, man. We are here being a slave, and that's the problem. We don't see it, man. The Bible says we should have eyes, but we see not. And that's the problem. We don't see it, man. We're here suffering, dying, and we're oppressed. And you think, I'm British, England cares about me. And how do you know that they don't care about you? They won't remove European racists out of English history. They won't take down their statues in central London. because they believe England's for everyone. There's black people that suffered in England, and to show them some respect, we'll take it down. They won't do it. Read on.
God, with hypocritical mockers.
With what?
Hypocritical mockers.
So what's it talking about? They're hypocrites. Meaning, while they laugh at us, we're making them great. While they're mocking you and making fun of you, you are the people that made England great, man. Nigel Benn, Eubank. What's the other one? Frank Bruno. These guys made English boxing while it is today, man. Lennox Lewis, man. And they're hypocritical mockers, meaning while they laugh at you, while they mock you, you are the people that make them great, man. England has a name. Why? Because of you. You picked cotton in the West Indies. You picked cane in the West Indies. And you made England while it is, man. Read on.
They gnash upon their teeth.
And they gnash upon you with their teeth. Meaning, although you make them great, although you're sad when they're sad, although they give you evil when you do good, on top of that, they're angry at you. So here's my question. Angry for what? What? You mean, as an oppressor, as a slave master, what are you angry about? I'm angry, yes. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm angry because my ancestors for you picked cotton for 400 years, man. I'm angry when I'm in a country and I'm forced to reverence racist English heroes, man. I'm angry every time, I see black people getting locked up and getting harassed by police, man. I'm angry. So here's my question. Why are you angry? Where does your anger originate from? Because I've got a reason to be angry. You don't, man. You hate me, and my people have died, man. My people have loved you for over 400 years, and they've done good to you, and you've rewarded them with evil, man. I'm angry. What? Why are they angry? I was like, they need to go home. I'm sick of these black people. Sick of us for what, man? England's rich from black people, man. In the Olympics, England's great because of black people. And what do, man? You gnash your teeth at us. You hate us, and for what? For what reason, man? Nothing. Do you want to know why they hate us? Because we're the children of the Lord, man. Right. That's why. Read on.
Lord, how long would thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destruction, my darlings from their lions.
And listen, man, King David, he saw this, man, saying, Lord, like, how long? How long are we going to be in this land being oppressed, man? How long are we going to be in the UK suffering, man? And being forced to, to remember World War I, World War II. And all these English heroes that hate me. How long, man? Read on.
I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among the people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me.
And that's us, man. Our enemies, our slave master, the oppressor. He rejoices over you when you fall, man. And that's why you got white friends. That's why you got East Indian friends. That's why you got Iranian friends, Albanian friends, Polish friends. Do you want to know why? Because they like to rejoice over you. You think, my white friend, he cares about me. No, he doesn't, man. Listen, I'll give you a challenge. When you're around him, don't act like no coon. Don't act like no bounty. Don't smoke weed with him. You act dignified, and let me tell you something, he will leave you, man. He or she won't be your friend no more. Everyone loves the black friend that, talks nonsense so that you feel smart, like, oh, she's funny, she is. Meanwhile, your mind, you're like, she's so dumb. But that makes me so smart. That black friend who's a man, you like it when he talks about robbing people. You like it when he talks about violence all day. So you feel, I'm civilized. Look at him, man. He's my friend, so-called, but look at him. Can't start talking about violence and women and all this crap. I can't have a decent conversation with him. And why? It makes you feel better. And that's why the Lord's saying, don't let them rejoice over you. In England, our oppressor, he's rejoicing over us, man. Every time you act like some clown, he rejoices over you, man. Read on.
Let them wink with their eye that hate me without cause.
So okay, that's key, man. They hate you without cause, meaning the hate that the European has for you is without cause. There's no reason. You enslaved me, then you offered me to come to the UK and hated me some more. I built the NHS, you hate me. I worked in the welding industry, you hate me.
God.
I worked in the mines making England money, and you hate me. And that's it, man. They hate you without cause. And they hate you some more when they won't take racist heroes out of the books. They hate you so much, they won't take racist statues down of, people that obviously hated black people, man. And they hate you without a cause. Read on.
For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them. That are quiet in the land, wide against me, and say, aha, I have seen it.
And what's that talking about, man? Yea, they open their mouth wide against me. I mean, they slander us, man. Those black people are lazy. They're all drug dealers. And let me tell you something. Don't no one sell drugs like the white man, man.
Right.
Believe me, let me make it clear. Any drug dealer that's black, he ain't making no money. Should he be selling drugs? No. Let's get that out of the way. But listen, a lot of these articles you read about knife crime and over drug deals, do you know how much the money is? Like $5,000. A drug dealer is dead over $5,000. Let me tell you something. You can work a minimum wage job and in 5 months earn $5,000, man. Black drug dealers ain't the problem. It's those European drug dealers, man. The Moroccan drug dealers, Albanian drug dealers, they got hundreds upon hundreds of grands, man. We ain't the problem, but here is the problem. They hate you so much, they open their mouth wide against you. They make it seem like in England you're the problem and you ain't the problem, man. There's bigger problems. There's the Polish, the Eritreans jumping on the back of lorries, coming here illegally. You ain't the problem. There's drug dealers, the Turks, selling kilos of coke all up and down London. They're the problem. But because they hate you so much, they make you the problem. They make it seem like England will be so much better if you got rid of these people and you ain't the problem. Read on.
Keep not thy silence, O Lord, and be not far from me.
So now in 22 saying, thou hast seen it, meaning Lord, like you're seeing this, like, you know what I mean? Is it something I'm making up? And that's something that we need to understand. With this oppression that we are in, you see it every day, but because it's in your face that much, what do? Pretend like we don't see it. And King David's saying, Lord, you see it, man. I'm not crazy. No black man's crazy. Racism's real, man. No black man ain't, you know what I mean? Oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Here we go. The innocent black guy game. Yes, the innocent black guy game is real, man. Police harass black people, man. Racism in England is real. And King David said, Lord, you see it, man. It's not just me seeing it. You see it too, Father. Read on.
Come, stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord.
All right, no sweat. Let's get Psalms 109 and 5. And matter of fact, start from verse 3.
Psalms 109 and 3. They compass me about also with words. of hatred.
And that's us, man. You're telling me this ain't the Windrush right here. They come past you with words of hatred, man. You came to England to work, man. You came to build England since we loved it so much. It was what they call it, the Promised Land. I was shocked when I seen it on video, and the guy smiling, grinning teeth, you know, like yeah, England's the Promised Land. I'm a come, and that's it, man. You know what I mean? So now the Bible says they compass me about with words of hatred. What happened to us? We came to England, was called wogs, coons, jigs, monkeys, gorillas, and that happened to us, man. And it's in the Bible. Read on.
And fought against me with a cause, without a cause.
And they fought against you without a cause, man. What those racist white gangs, what they call the Eddie boys, the Teddy boys, man, fought you without a cause. And what? You came here just to provide for your family, man, just to make England great. And they hated you without a cause, man. Called you a wog, get on the back of the jam jar, go back to the West Indies, and they hate you without a cause. Read on.
For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer.
So meaning, for my love, they are my adversaries. Meaning, I've given them love. I've came to England. I've worked in the NHS. I've worked in the welding industry, the coal mine. And what did we do, man? We gave them our love, man. We came to England and gave white people our love. And what did they do? They just gave us hatred, man. You gave them your love. You wore that suit and tie. You was in their church. And then in the late 60s, many of them started to get with white women. Why? Because you love white people that much, man. And what did they do? They only gave you hatred. When all what you've done historically is give them love, man. You gave them love on the cotton fields, man. You gave them love when you was cutting cane. And what did they always do? Show you hatred. Read on.
Set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand.
And King David saying, curse him, man. Let Satan, let the adversary rule over them, man. And that's how King David felt. So no one can ever tell me I must love white people. When King David said, you know what, let Satan rule over them for what they've done to me, man. And now you're forced. You gotta love everyone. That's the Bible. That's not the Bible. That's something called slave doctrine. What you see in the black church is slave teaching, man. God loving everyone. It's like it. God loving everyone, slave doctrine. You must forgive and forgive. That's slave doctrine. That's not the Bible. That's not the truth. That's a myth, man. And things like that, that was taught to make good slaves, and we still inherit those lies till this day. Read on.
When he shall be judged, let him be condemned.
So meaning, when Christ returns, our oppressor is going to be judged, and let him be condemned, meaning let him pay for what he's done, man. And what has he done? Oppressed us, enslaved us. And even when we gave him love, what did he do? Reward us with evil, give us hate, man. Read on.
And let his prayer become sin. Let his days be few, and let another take his office.
And who's gonna take his office? We are, man. In the kingdom of heaven, this European that rules now, we're taking his office, man. His office now is ruling the earth. Our office is gonna be ruling the earth. Our office is gonna be becoming the kings of this earth, man. From there. Give me Psalms 38 and 20.
Psalms 38 and 20. They that render evil for good are mine adversaries.
What did the Bible say?
They that render evil for good are mine adversaries.
And listen, that's the word of God right there, man. They that reward evil for good are my adversaries. And what is the adversary? Your enemy. Meaning what? The white man's your enemy, man. You rewarded good and he gave you evil. He's your enemy. Why? You rewarded him, man. You fought in World War One, fought in World War Two, came to England, and he rewarded you with evil. He's your enemy, man.
Right.
And that's the Bible. You know what I mean? You know what? Read it one more time, man. Let it sink in for some religious person online, man. For some Jehovah's Witness online. For some Christian online. Read on.
They that render evil for good are mine adversaries.
They that render evil for good are my adversaries, man. And who's that? The white man, man. He's rendered you evil when all what black people have ever done is give him good, man. All what black people have ever done is loved him, fought in his wars, made England great, worked hard in the Olympics, the boxing, the MMA, Formula One, Lewis Hamilton. You know what I mean? You've gave him your love. You've done everything. And what does he do? Render you evil, calls you a wag, robs you, oppresses you. Meanwhile, you're making England great. And King David said, anyone that does that to me, that's my enemy. Anyone that does that to me, you're my adversary. You ain't my friend. When all I've given you is love and goodness, and you go, nah, I'm giving him evil. He's black. He's a wagga. I don't care about him. You are an enemy, man. And we gotta stop lying to each other. You know, not all of them, every single one of them, man. They're your enemy. Your oppressor. Everyone that ain't from your nation, they are your enemy.
Right.
Regardless of how much jokes you have with them, they are your enemy, man. Read that one more time.
They also that render evil for good are mine adversaries. Because I follow the thing that is good.
Because I follow the thing that is good. And what is the thing that he follows that is good? The Bible, man. The Bible says it in what? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You shall serve your enemies. You shall be given to your enemies. And King David, he was smart enough to know anyone that enslaved you, anyone that calls you a wog and puts racist heroes and makes you reverence them, makes you respect them as a hero, that's your enemy. And how did King David know this? Because he knew what was good.
Right.
And here's a problem, black man. We don't know what's good. That's why we love our enemies. That's why we reverence our enemies, because we don't know what is good, man. You got Nigel Benn, his whole life boxing, and what happens, man? They hate him. You mean they don't respect him? You got Eubank, you mean spent his whole life boxing for England. They hate him too, man. You got Lewis Hamilton, man. You got, many people that receive racist hate mail, even though they've done good for England. Read on.
Forsake me not, O Lord. O my God, be not far from me. Make haste to help me, O Lord of my salvation.
And there, man, King David saying, make haste to help me, meaning hurry up. Please, help me now, man. Why? Because King David, he saw, he saw what we're going through, man. He saw us suffering in England. He saw us suffering in North, Central, and South America, man. He saw us suffering in the West Indies and saying, please hurry this up, man. We're giving our love to a nation of people that don't love us. We've been giving good to a people, and they've been rendering us with evil. And King David saying, yo, please, Lord, hurry up, man. We can't live like this. And guess what? We cannot live like this. Do you want to know why? The more we love our oppressors, we hate each other. The more we love our oppressors, knife crime is gonna get higher, man. The more we love our oppressors, we're gonna have no identity, man. Look at the carnival. You're at the carnival playing Spot the Black Guy. You know what I mean? That's what it's become. Why? Because we love everyone. Everyone gets involved. And what happens? You get pushed out. And that's the problem. Any more on that? I know, so get a couple more. Let's get Jeremiah 18 and 20.
Jeremiah 18 and 20. Shall evil recompense for good?
And
shall evil be recompensed for good?
So meaning, even he understands, meaning us as Israelites, we knew how to live. We had manners. We were dignified. And even he's saying, can good be rewarded with evil? Meaning, is it right? Is it right when someone does good for you and you pay them back with evil? Is that good? And guess what? The answer is no. No, it's not. But here's the problem. Your oppressor in England, that's what he's been doing. While you've been doing good for him, building up England, making England notable all throughout the earth, what happens? He rewards you with evil, man. Read that one more time.
Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul.
And that's it, man. They've digged a pit for you. While you give them good, while you give them your love, they dig a pit for you, man. They want you out the way. You know what I mean? They want you dead. Meanwhile, you're making England great, man. You're the ones in the Formula One, in the boxing, in the Olympics, giving them all your love, supporting the English flag. And what did they do? Give you evil. You came here in the Windrush, made England great. And what did they do? Reward you evil, man. You fought in World War One and World War Two, which they don't talk about. Many West Indians fought in those wars, and they don't even mention them. Do you want to know why they get mentioned? Because we research them. Outside of that, no European is going to talk about black soldiers. It's unheard of. When they lay down that reef, they're not talking about black soldiers. And guess what? You gave them good, and they gave you evil, man. You worked in the West Indies for over 400 years, built the economy of England, man. Built up Barclays Bank, Lloyds Bank, because that's where all their money originates from. And what did they do? Reward you with evil, man. Read that one more time.
Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul.
And there, man, you know what I mean? If you do good, no one shouldn't pay you back evil. It's unacceptable in the eyes of the Lord. Israelites, we don't deal like that, man. But guess what? Our oppressor, our slave master, that's what he's been doing for 400 years, man. While you do good, he just gives you evil and doesn't even care about it, man. Makes you reverence racist English heroes, and you just gotta accept it. And that's the problem. Give me another one. Give me
another line.
What do we do for black people? We feed them, we clothe them, we look after them, and above all that, we give them the knowledge of who they are, man. Knowing who you are stops knife crime. Knowing who you are brings black people together as one, man. You're on here, you need to learn too, man. You better have your pen and your pad, and you ain't teaching nobody neither, man. So, you know what I mean? Well, you need to contact school. If you want some food, you know what you gotta do. There's a number, there was the address on there. If you want to get fed, then you know what to do if you're an Israelite. If you're not, then, you know, we ain't feeding you at all, man. Simple as. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it. So this is Empress or Take It. You're some Rasta or something. Anyway, who cares, man? You're in some weed head religion from what you're saying anyway. But anyway, let's crack on with it. Let's give me Psalms 17 and the 13th verse.
Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him.
Oh, sorry. Just read it from the beginning again.
Arise, O Lord, disappoint him.
So now, who's he talking about? The white man, man. King David, you know, he saw what we was going through and said, arise, meaning wake up, Lord, and to disappoint him. Why does he have to disappoint him? Because in their mind, they have an agenda. You mean they want us dead, man? They want us gone. And King David saying, arise and please disappoint him, man. Whatever he has, don't make it happen. Why? Because we're too busy giving him our love. We can't see what he's doing. We're so busy giving him all of our hard work. We can't see his agenda. So King David's saying, disappoint him, man. Read on.
Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked.
And it says, deliver my soul from the wicked. And that's something we don't understand. This slave master, this white man, he has our soul, man. And watch your soul, everything you stand for, you know is right and wrong. And he has that, man. When a black man says slave is in the past, do you know what that means? Your slave master has your soul, man. When you talk about, I don't want to talk about slavery, we're British, we're all one. Your oppressor has your soul. And King David's saying we need to be free, man. Black people need to be free. And what we teach at the I.S.U.P.K is freedom for black people, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? What we're teaching here is not just entertaining and fun. This is freedom right here, man. When you know the white man's the devil,
Right.
that's freedom right there. When you know God only loves you, black man, that's freedom right there. When you know you can only be with your race of people, that's freedom right there. And that's what we teach, man. And King David said, this slave master has our soul, man. It has everything. And how do you know? When you see a black man fighting in the army, he has your soul. You're risking your life for a nation of people that had your people enslaved for 400 years. And you're, I'm British, waving the flag. He has your soul. And that's the problem, man. And you know what I mean? So, I got a question. So what are you doing to counteract this so-called white man threat? We teach who we are, man. Now, with that being said, to know who black people are, you ain't going to find it in the church. You ain't going to find it in the mosque. You ain't going to find it in Rastafarianism. You're going to find it in the Bible. And let me elaborate. The Bible ain't no white man's book, man. All throughout the Bible, it tells you that these men of ancient times, they were black. And we are those people, man. We descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And in this same Bible, it has laws, statutes, and commandments and rules. And if we apply them rules, we are counteracting the white man.
Right.
When we love your neighbor, who is a black man as yourself, you counteract the white man. When you don't give him your love no more, man. When you love your race of people and you only go to them for economics and business, that's how you counteract the white man. So with that, I'm gonna hand it over to priest and officer of 5,000, Karafia.
We're the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will call each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10 in the Hebrew, but Aishara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the priest fund, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like. Upcoming holy convocations is trumpets. Or I can check the bulletin board in the hallway. I check all I.S.U.P.K social media. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and headscarf. I buy them. Come on, Carl. I buy them. Right to the east. And the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayat. Shamka. Yahweh. Balakavka. Naba'ah. Batazaka. Hayat. Aisha. Barataza. Kawal. Hayat. Washamayim. The Fananawa. The Kam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kabawafnawa. Kasalakanawa. Kabawafinawa. Wala'ah. Kabayainawa. Wanasaya1. Hawashinawa. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahapara. I will love you. And in the English, our Father
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
And we down with one case to teach men of Israel. I Madam Shabbat. I Madam Barak. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yajamatah. And class dismissed.